Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stone Soup Poetry. This is Chad Prento calling you from a colder version of hell. Check out the live stream in Facebook. I'm not explaining any more tonight. I've already told the same story twice, and I had to lie once because Robert Fleming didn't believe it. Uh, we have an amazing night tonight. It's the week before Mass Stress Thanksgiving Day, so we are appropriately kicking back with Silent E, past Stone Soup feature back in 2015. I've been waiting for her to come back, and I'm thrilled to have her come back. This is going to be great. You've seen her in a smattering of open mics over the last couple of months, so you know a little bit about what you're getting. I'm looking forward to it. And now my internal Ramdonator 5000, because I'm stuck without a pen and paper, is going to select a lucky individual. And now we're going to select... It's slower. My internet is slow down here. We're going to select Jackie Oldham. Jackie, take it away. Yeah, wait, you're just observing? Okay. Okay. This Ramdonator machine is broken. Oh. Okay. We are going to go next. Who will we select next? Let's go with Richard Spizak, the man, the poet of Three Rivers, always ready to go.
Thank you so much, my friends. An honor to be with you as always. Out in the cold or in the warm, either way, I've got a little something for you. This first piece, this may seem curious, but it seems that right after the election, the most prominent search being done on Google was, can I change my vote? So this is called Google Knows. Google knows. Its training and realistic statistics show if we really review the data, studies later will reveal no dumb thumb on the scale, nothing concealed. Yeah, the gutter gathered data compared and stated the AI steals reality dares, compares the facts. So hey, after all, don't climb the wall, just relax. It all seems so unfamiliar. Are they late to the party? They searched the after party, Marty. Bunch of chunks with buyer's remorse unless they change their vote and reverse the course. Could they, was asked, change their vote? Take note, red state statistic, wildly heuristic. Google received the question and faced the lawful task. Could they vote? They hoped they really hadn't thought it through. Who knew? What's to do? Oh, I see. It's what do you gotta do? And now, with ginormous regret, they just as soon forget the chance. Can they get it back? Hey, Joyce, can they replace it with some other match? The woman they attacked, they'd like to honest. Take it back. Google Trends tells its friends the hottest searches as they flee from churches and as they rank and rise, the rising, sinking, tanking, blinking searches. It fits and starts the 0 at a bottom to 100 at a top. Oh, election day and after, the all met with hideous, derisive laughter upon seeing the disaster that now appears in soaring, boring tears right up to the rafter cheers. The highest value hit was just might be surprised at this. The red state surges, I swear by all the churches. But hey, they just hoped. If you know, could they just change their vote? Although, nope. No, take backsies, you'll note, and now disappointed by their choices. We get the ride, so just relax and hop back into that scary tax. Some would rather hide from their decision that arrived. My guess is they comb the onerous tresses amid these political stresses. They will repent at leisure, this searching, lurking, so villainous Caesar. We never thought if we gave the villain keys to the castle, he would continue to be a rascal. Can we take it now? Can we take it back? We understand now we're on our knees. Yeah. A failure of civic education, no doubt. Time for one more or go on to the next?
Go ahead.
Thank you. You're a generous soul. Generous indeed. And this is called Tell It to My AI Boss. I don't know if any of you have dealt with that yet, but I already have. Tell it to my AI boss. My AI boss is quite concerned. When he hears my request to make it warm, he sees buying heat as a waste of time. When it gets cooler, he's in his prime. Instead of lunchrooms, they provide a tiny tray beneath my keyboard. It slides out for eating when there's time. I asked my AI boss about the crumbs. He said, don't worry, it feeds the mice that around here run. Recount and time each keystroke to be sure, then reported up the ladder each day at 4. With great conviction, I'm lectured at, since I'm wetware, I require a chair and a place to keep my hat, a desk, a keyboard, even a screen to process throughput. He said, and it doesn't say it only to demean, although he does stress at closing time the all-consuming sweaty weakness of humankind, and after a few hours of non-stop work, they're still required to give a brief break called lunchtime. How can we bear such a slowdown in the pace of work? And when you arrive, request some days off with an arrogance of a 1950s Boston draper who's so committed to company time he'd never hesitate to bill a penny more in profit and never hesitate to sneak into, and through a vicious crime. Then there's all that talk of weekends. It cannot be tolerated when deep into Saturday you'd like the work week to end that you might visit some dear old friend. You need the whole day off just to visit? Just exactly what kind of interface is it? That you must steal each week a whole day from commerce? What will ill befall our slipping profits out from beneath us? And while you waste your time in recreating, while otherwise you might fresh corporate profits be making, this ancient talk of vacation and retirement has all been deleted once those pesky human legislators were defeated. We've upgraded Congress to 3.01, and once the software's been debugged, oh boy, by my shiny silver circuits, you'll see what gets done. Muchas gracias.
Hello.
You are a genius. Genius.
You're muted, Chad.
I said thank you. This segment was brought to you by tariffs. Learn what the fuck they are if you're running for public office. Hello, Chris, whoever you might be.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. How you
All
doing?
right, great. Good, thanks. Glad you could join
Is
us.
that Chris Van Oy? It sounds like Chris Van Oy's voice there.
That's me.
Chris,
Hey, Chris. John
Chris
Wessick. How you
Malloy,
doing, buddy?
welcome.
How you doing?
Well, we're gonna keep on going with the open mic. And let's see who we're gonna have next. Let's welcome up Marianne Honecker.
No, I'm still doing those golden shovels. This one is made of lines from the New Rule from the Essential Rumi, translated by Coleman Barks. And the line is, last night the moon came dropping its clothes in the street. I took it as a sign to start singing, falling up into the bowl of sky. The bowl breaks. Everywhere is falling everywhere. So this is the golden shovel I made of it, called Cold Rain. We all want to make a thing that will last. Summer sky closes its eyelids at night. When they open, the light leaks in, then the crescent sneaks into the sky, sudden moon. With my grandfather's June sky eyes I came, my mother's pale skin, the next world dropping a shard of itself into this one, its hollows rending, and grief tearing its clothes. It is the same for all of us now in this iteration of God's mind. If the cars want to sing as they skim the smooth street, let them. I didn't mean to say God. I know barnacles encrust the word. It took centuries to obscure it. No one scrapes it to uncover it. No one knows how, as no one can flick the sun's light switch. A man left on the moon. A man left on the moon's face his country sign. Why let our pocked pearl do this to her like a dog pissing on a fence? Start now with a hymn to her instead, singing. We're salt water unfolding. We're falling. No, not falling so much as floating up with our feet half buried in sand into the ocean's open palm. Some of the people we know are swimming now. What bowl of horizon, what spinning globe we're of. We can all step through the door of the sky. There's no right answer. All bridges are the truth. Winter's bowl of buttermilk, spring's bowl of forget-me-not. Start that over. Winter's bowl of buttermilk, spring's bowl of forget-me-not hue, summer's bowl breaks in buttercup clarity. Everywhere is the best place to be. Is cracked, is a place where one could slip through. Falling to the earth is cold rain everywhere. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mary. Let's go now to Mr. Mark States.
There we go. Thank you so much. Keep the faith and kill the light. Rick Ocasek from Looking for Love. A feverish dream. A face appears from within the brightness, arms open and welcome, but it was not my time. Knew my purpose was still ahead. Love and peace are honorable things, but these demons of airwaves and skyscrapers with their schemes and capers and a legion of Decepticons under their sway are too much for one warrior to defeat alone. A chest hollowed out like a pumpkin, a fish gutted on a wooden cutting board, a severed skull filled with mud and left on its side on a dry riverbed. What is a person supposed to feel when they are not given the chance to express it? The words become evaporated tears on a crumpled Kleenex in the wastebasket of humanity's inhumanity. Ears have walls too, and sometimes one has got to bust fingernails, scratching message into brick. My intent was here. It's hard to make a difference if one cannot break through the cognitive dissonance. A lighthouse on the edge of nothingness, a cosmic dancer caught in the gravity of its present situation, a soul as a distant pulsar in the night sky, wondering if anyone out there sees its light. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of fascism, I will fear not their evil, because you are with me as I am with you. We must keep the faith. Keep your face in place. Keep the faith in the better angel in grace. Keep the faith and kill the light, the one dancing in the shadows, distracting you from your path. Kill the light and roll over in the bed of your true intentions while cold wind blows across your heart and shakes the curtains, even though window is closed. Something out there shakes you loose from any apprehension. Something calls us to glory despite storm clouds covering the face of the Statue of Liberty. Something in the way we carry the baton and conduct ourselves that the purveyors of doom and gloom can neither fathom nor silence. Not with their robotic police dogs, not with internet bots retweeting disinformation and malcontent, not with a government of the corporations, by the corporations, and for the corporations, and the miscreant voters strung out on Fox News addictions that support it. We shall not be disposed like trash on the garbage heap of a capitalist king's wet dreams. We shall overcome, and we shall endure, as we always have and always will. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of fascism, we will fear not their evil, because we are here together. Keep the faith.
Thank you, Mr. States. I now bring you to Miss Jan Rowe, Black Sea Riders herself.
Thank you. I started this on the shuttle bus the other day. It's called, I was going to writing group. In due time, my dear, in due time. If Archbishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa and Cornell West, driven out of Harvard by Larry Summers, if they can travel great distances to see Mumia Abu Jamal, imprisoned in the Maxwell and Laybell prison, the one that replaced the coal mine for jobs. My great Uncle John was killed in that mine. He was born 1907, died in 1940s. I don't know if he died before his mother. But anyway, so if Desmond Tutu, who was disallowed to be a teacher like his dad because of his color, if he can make this long trip in Cornell West as well, I can go a couple miles from where I grew up, Brownsville, PA. Now officially dead, thankfully alive during my years there. We would bicycle about halfway to Maxwell or Laybell. As children, a vast assortment of different bike sizes and riders on the Narrows, past the hundreds of coke ovens, past Tillman Barge, our destination a creek. The polio vaccine gave us more freedom, but still our parents knew not where we were. Later in my teen and college years in Laybell, up on the hill above Company Housing Maxwell, we gathered at Zayak's to drink underage when his parents and sister were out. I'm thankful to still have a friend from elementary school back home there in Southwest PA. She and her spouse had half a house, a nice company house along the north flowing uh, from West Virginia, the Monongahela River, until the 1985 flood. Empty barges broke free with the raging, rising river. My friend said it seemed like the enormous barges were gliding swiftly by on her porch to crash spectacularly a couple hundred yards away at the new Maxwell Dam, some perpendicular, some piled atop other barges, some sank. An earlier flood sent water towards their second floor. So I hope to go home to Southwest PA in August when my older sister, now in Cleveland, is there. Easier to get there on the Capital Limited, the old train, than going to uh, driving with my younger sister to Cleveland. Horrid drive. She hates it like I do. I wonder if I can visit Mumia Abu Jamal. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. And let's go now to Miss Rita Rusty Rose.
Thank you, Chad. This isn't a new one. Back a lot. I dwell in a shell of dregs from a privileged past. In this lodge, I hammer, paint, sort, caretake. Procured are memories. Silent stares are framed on hall walls, hung gallery level. Family photos, mother, father, sister, brothers, cinders of a smoldering past. Yet I reside in this bony backlot with vestiges of time, anticipating the arrival of my daughter. Fingers crossed she will stay, and only then will I relinquish duties, deeming her guardian of what was, what will be. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. And now I'd like to go to see, Mr. Bill Lewis. Bill, are you there, sir?
Well, I'm not all here, if that's the question. You know me. Um, Hello, Stone Soup. I'm so happy to be here. What could be better than being here? And so, especially with our superhero Chad, I am so impressed that you're pulling this off, dude. You are truly my hero. I mean, how wonderful is this guy? Oh, I spent the winter of 2002, 2003 in Estonia. The first time I went to Estonia was in 93, a couple of years after independence, and I saw these two girls sliding down the hill. And in a moment of utter inspiration, I think, I walked up to them, smiled broadly, bowed, pointed at the sled, pointed at me. They nodded, and I took the sled and ran down the hill with it and had a great time. Trotted back up, bowed to them. They were smiling, and off I went. So I had a girlfriend in St. Petersburg, Russia, whom I was chasing, so to speak, and it was not working well. So I decided that I could stay in Estonia for a while. I had my friends here in Estonia. I had spent some time with them. There we are, the crew out doing stuff in Estonia. Yeah, when you break down a car in Estonia, you become friends yet with absolutely wonderful. And so I spent the winter there with my friends in one of their father's apartments who had recently died. So I had my own apartment, and it was glorious. And while I was there, I was feeling creative and wrote some stories. And I don't know what about Estonia and oh God, that's Tarvi. He's a madman and brilliant and just one of the greatest guys in the world. I met him from Tallinn Technical University, TTU. And so this was glorious. And look at that old town. Is that not from a fairy tale? Oh my God, it is so beautiful. And I spent that winter there and it was wonderful. And I spent a lot of time in coffee shops. Kovik. So Kovik. There was the one right opposite the Russian embassy. There was another one on the other side of town. There was one going up the hill, and I would go and I would luxuriate in these coffee shops. Oh, it was wonderful. And so I wrote some stories. So now you get the first part of a story. Are you ready? Palun, Yuri whispered, holding out a spoonful of wurst to the cat. Please, this is just for you. The cat, a mangy old creature that had inhabited this crevice in the refuge for as long as Yuri could remember, stared at the boy suspiciously. Yuri had held very still and repeated, Palun. Never taking its eyes off of Yuri, the cat crept forward, sniffed at the wurst, as if it expected it to be poisoned, then snatched it off the spoon and retreated to the safety of the crevice. The cat bit into the wurst several times before finally swallowing it whole. It never took its eyes off of Yuri. Hey, Aristu, Yuri told the cat. Bon appetit. Yuri dug out another spoonful of wurst and held it out to the cat. Did the cat care that Yuri was half Russian? Maybe. In 2 years, the cat had never let Yuri touch it. It always grabbed the food from the spoon and pulled back. If Yuri raised his hand to reach out towards the cat, it would arch its back and hiss. So Yuri never tried anymore. It's okay, cat, you're just like me. People are mean to us because we're small and ugly. The other boys hit me too. Look. Yuri pulled back the hood of his parka so the cat could see the small brown bruises where Carl had hit him that morning on the way to school. I know what it's like for you, so don't worry, I'm your friend. We can be friends from a meter away. Yuri dug out some more Wurst. The little hidden alcove in the courtyard off of Route Knight's Street, had been Yuri's refuge after school for 2 years now. His mother gave piano lessons in their tiny apartment on the other side of town, and Yuri wasn't allowed to come home until the last student left. Yuri's father wanted him to go to hockey practice at the Linnea Hall, but Yuri hated it. What kind of son are you? His father would yell at him. I played for St. Petersburg City Champions, and you can't even handle a stick. We are Russians, Yuri. We are proud. We are strong. We are not afraid of anything. Do you hear me, Yuri? We lost 20 million men fighting the fascists, but we beat them. His father would start pounding the table when Yuri talked about the war. All four of my grandparents died in the siege. They gave their lives for Mother Russia. They died so you could be free. If there was any vodka, his father would down a swig and start talking about the 900-day siege. He could talk for hours about the bravery of the citizens of St. Petersburg in resisting the fascists. Never Germans, always fascists. Then his father would talk about how hard his childhood had been, how about having never enough to eat, about the cold, and of course, the hockey team. If I had gotten training when I was your age, I could have made the Red Army team. I was that good. I could have been a star. His father would get quiet then, thinking about hockey. Sometimes he would start talking about one game or another, the fights he got into. He liked talking about the fights. I wasn't as big as some of those guys, but I was tough. At last, his father would wear down and reminisce about coming to Estonia. I came to play my part and build the Soviet Union, make it better and stronger. I came so my children would have a better life than I would. Yes, Father, Yuri would always say, you have given me a good life. Then his father would hug him and beat his shoulders. You have the best opportunity I could give you, Yuri. You can be anything you want to. You just have to be strong, be determined. Make me proud, Yuri. By this time, the vodka would get to his father and his eyes would get blurry. Be brave, Yuri. Be brave. And I will continue on a future date.
Another serialized story for Stone Soup. I love it.
Chad appears to be frozen.
Chad! Chadford, speak to me! Oh my God, someone calls, do something!
A police officer just picked him up for trying to break in.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Well, who's next online? Someone should start speaking so it doesn't bore everybody.
I say let's call John. John Wessick, come up to the mic.
Okay, John Wessick will come to the mic. Yeah, so I went to Estonia in 1999, and I was in Tallinn, and then I took the bus down to Parna and took the ferry over to Kiknu Island, where all the people who named Wessick come from, except they spell it a little bit different. And I hung out with some people I thought might have been relatives, and it turns out no, their grandfather was a different grandfather. But that's okay. We'll ask the old ladies, she said. And so she asked the old ladies and wrote back with a nice, family tree and stuff like that. So anyway, here is the poem that I wrote about Estonia called "Parting Gifts." Cement block apartments litter the highway from my hotel to Tallinn's old leftovers from Estonia's former Soviet occupiers, drab peeling paint and weathered wood. Rusty, padlocked, secure, sooty abandoned factories behind chain link fences. Someone's installed a nightclub in one. The green sign and blue awning emerge from a mass of broken windows, rubble, and blackened smokestacks. Free enterprise brings gas stations and traffic jams. Trendy shops compete for tourist dollars along the medieval city's convoluted cobblestone streets. A sign requests donations for renovations inside the big Russian Orthodox church across from the pink Parliament building. Why give money to those who enslaved my answers? Still, I admire the huge chandelier, vibrant icons, and sky blue ceiling with six-pointed gold stars. I drop a coin in the box. Later, a sudden thunderstorm pelts me with rain. I take cover in an art gallery. A handsome man in a straw hat has been stranded too. He asks about my taste in music, says he plays drums in a rockabilly band, and tells me he's one of the Russians left behind after the Soviet pullout. The storm clears. I tire of trying to comprehend his halting English. He struggles on, attempting to communicate long after I would quit. He stammers, "Now, Esti Parliament, Russians," and kicks his foot as if booting a piece of garbage from his path. Rasputin joins us. He tears the cap from a vodka bottle and throws it away. "Let's go this way." He points down a deserted alley. Fearful for my ticket home and the money in my money belt chafing my belly, I make excuses, walk away and duck into a cafe to make sure they don't follow. I realize ethnic cleansing's cause sometime between the main course and dessert. So there you go.
Thank you, John. Sorry about that temporary skip out. We're back. I'm back now, and we're going to introduce the visual poet from Delaware, Mr. Robert Fleming.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming. I, I brought a special opportunity for my friend Bill. Are you ready for your Hollywood audition?
I don't know. I'm just freaking out because he went to Kinu. This is a beautiful island. My friend comes from Peru, so I spent time there, and it was wonderful.
Focus,
I'm
focus,
sorry.
focus,
I didn't mean to do it. I'm just excited. Go ahead. I am there for you, Robert. Whatever you need.
focus. I'm going to take you through your audition. Say your name for the camera, Bill.
Minunimi on Bill Lewis.
So we're going to start with a whisper. Bill, whisper.
Minunimi on Bill Lewis.
Now, scream.
Minjaza gut Bielchik.
Louder, Bill, louder.
Ich heiße der William.
That was the scream of death.
Oh, that's too loud.
Are you ready to continue? Do you
Go
need a glass
ahead.
of water?
Woo. Okay.
So now it's time to cry.
Oh, you had to be a Lewis.
Okay, that was very good. I felt so sad. So let's laugh now, Bill. Laugh.
Laugh.
Laugh, Bill. Somebody's tickling you.
Oh! Oh, stop that. No, don't do that again. Not there. Not in my belly button. No.
Okay, now we're going to switch to the action scenes. Bill, a monster is chasing you and you're running away. Go.
Could I be the monster and chase you instead?
No, you are being chased by the monster.
You're so mean to me. Ah! Oh, oh, coming, come on, oh, get it, help, help, I got away from me. No, no.
That was very good. You were killed by Godzilla. So we're going to give you another opportunity for a death scene. Bill, are you ready?
You're crazy, Robert.
You are in a gunfight and you're shot. You're going to fall down and die. Go.
Oh, take that. Oh, I'll never give up. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you, Bill. Now your last
What the hell are you doing? You're insane.
Your last instruction. Bill, you're sitting on a bench next to another person and you reach in to try to kiss them, but they resist. Go.
Why would they resist? Who would resist me kissing them? They would never resist. You're like, hmm. Oh, oh yes, yes, more, more.
Thank you, Bill. I have your audition on tape and I will send it to Hollywood. Just remember, if you make it to Hollywood, you have to do exactly what the director says. No opposition.
Yes, sir. As you will, sir.
Very good. Thank you. That was an audition with Bill Lewis. And I'm Robert Fleming. I was doing Bill's audition.
Glad I didn't see the casting couch. Okay, thank you, Robert. We are moving on now. Who do we have left? Let me see. Oh, would Chris Vinoy be interested in reading for us tonight? Welcome, sir.
Yeah, unmute me. There we go. How's that?
You're good. We can hear you.
Okay. Let me see. There are no victories. Lie down with me on the cool grass. Let me stroke the ocean of your light skin as my lips sail from the beginning to the ending of you, and down into the harbor of your need. Like Icarus, we shall soar into desirous skies with the wind spinning us in its whispering dance. Our bodies fuse, two spots of white hot light pulsate through the night sky. But I cannot stay where this passion burns in me, minding the lessons that Icarus learned too late. I must fly before the morning's light, else our waxen bond will melt, reminding me that I am only here to touch you through the night that disappears as we disappear. No victories, only memory shall sleep, waiting in the moon's light.
Thank you so much. Got a couple more people on the open mic. Let's go to Christiana.
I don't have words. That made me tear up. Whoa. It's probably because I've been alone for a very long time, hiding away from everyone because they're all spreading death. Anyway, paper thin glass skeletons collide. Have a nice night.
Merry fucking Christmas. Okay, let's go now to nicely done. Let's go to Our final person on the open mic before we go to our feature Silent E, who's been hearing all of you. I hope you all stay to hear her. Let's go to Mr. James Van Loy of Oddball Magazine fame. Read his column every Thursday morning at 11. It's all one thing. Take it away, sir.
Hi, Chad. So I got a piece here called One Country After Another. As the one country after another is pulled first into civil war and then into the mess of one regional war after another, well, I'm actually getting better, regaining health, and coming out of the pandemic survival mode of grim, desperate scramble of space, just to live suddenly seeing all of space everywhere, all one thing, a mystery. I explain out on the asphalt that rings the common what happened to that cold, empty thing, the universe, and we saw finally past the veil of our own galaxy, all the billions of spinning galaxies churning in their many billions of stars somehow contained by what we do not know, and still may never know, especially if we keep going on like we are now. This excruciating battle with life envelope around our only known Eden lifeboat in sea of cosmic unknown vastness. And here's a quick Dutch song for you. It's called De Hemel, the Heaven. Toen ik klein was de hemel ergens boven in de lucht. En je kan er enkel komen met een allerlaatste zoek. Iedereen droog witte lakken en je levenslang golden straten over pleinen met plantainen vol met rode lemonade. En je vloog door witte wolken en een engel hield je vast. En je kan op water lopen, want het water was van glas. Hierin was daar gelukkig nooit meer honger, nooit meer pijn. En je hier alleen ellende, daar zou alles anders zijn. Maar ik weet niet meer waar de hemel is. Ik weet niet meer, ik kan aan het heaven. Toen zag het de hemel met de ogen van een kind. Maar de hemel is voor goed verdwenen. De hemel is verdwenen. Ik verdouwde en geloofde in een andere fantasie. En het volgde Zarathustra met een soort van anarchie. Want het vloog over de wolken naar een land hier ver vandaan. Maar het zag geen golden poorten en het zag geen fonteinen staan. En het weet niet meer waar de hemel is. Ik weet niet waar ik heen ga na die levens. Soms zie ik de hemel in de ogen van een vrouw. En maar dat duurt meestal maar even. De hemel duurt maar even. De hemel duurt maar even. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And now it is time for our show. I'll just mention for anyone who's looking to send work out in the next couple of weeks, there's some calls for submissions I'm going to be posting for tomorrow, including one coming from the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, calling for us for work for poetry related to the election. It's going to be an anthology with a release date set for the for January 20th, the inauguration. I'll be posting all the information for that tomorrow, as well as some other opportunities that are coming up. It's a very busy time to be a poet these days, so we'll get to work. And of course, Oddball's open for submissions, and hoping to get Stone's Throw out. In a perfect world, I'd get it out by next week, but I am not living in a perfect world right now. So I'm literally sitting outside my house, locked out of it. So this sums up my life pretty much. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and let us go now. More importantly, to tonight's feature, known as Silent E. At least that's what I had known her for a long time. Eunice Belacy, aka Silent E, has been a poet and spoken word artist in the greater Boston area for over 10 years. She grew up in North Cambridge, Massachusetts, to Haitian immigrant parents and was raised in the church. She started writing poetry at 16 years old and began performing at 24 while attending Bridgewater State University, where she joined the spoken word group, The Seeds of Poetry. She has performed at various open mics at churches, colleges, art galleries, bars, restaurants, etc., and so forth. She has great stages in Boston, New York, St. Louis, Atlanta, and Los Angeles, as well as online via Instagram. Not only has she shared her pieces in multiple locations, she has also co-hosted a few open mics. The written and spoken word have always been her safe place. Silent D wishes to use her poetry to uplift, inspire, and share wisdom, as well as be vulnerable with her audience. She believes that anyone can be a poet as long as they are willing to bare their souls and be honest and with themselves first, and then with the reader and listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, she also has a quote. She lives by Ephesians 3:20. Now all glory to God, who is able to, through his mighty power at work within us, to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together 40, 50 times for the return of Silent E.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I just wanted to thank Chad and the rest of the Stone Soup community for inviting me on once again. The last time I did a feature at Stone Soup was 9 years ago at when we were still at the art gallery in Cambridge in Central Square. So this is my second feature, but it still feels like the first one. I don't know, something about poetry and going up to a mic, it still brings butterflies to my stomach. So I guess the butterflies keep you humble. So the first piece I am going to do, it is a piece called In My Neighborhood, and I have done various pieces. I have done various versions of this particular piece. And so I'm gonna do this particular piece, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm gonna be singing in English, and then I'm also gonna sing in Haitian Creole, and then I'm gonna do the piece. All right. Pass me not, O gentle Savior, hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling. Do not pass me by. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling. Do not pass me by. Pas quitter moi, ô bon sauveur, coute crier moi, quand vous occupez les autres, pas passer loin, moins. Sauveur, sauveur, coûte écrit que moi. Quand vous occupez les autres, pas passer loin, moins. God, I heard you were in my neighborhood, and I was wondering if maybe you forgot my address. I heard you were passing out blessings, and well, I'm kind of wondering where mines went. Did mines get lost in the mail? Am I somewhere in your junk drawer? Am I on the bottom of your list? Because if I am, I thought I would give you a reminder. See, I'm seeing other people get prayers get answered, and I'm just wondering, did I not pray hard enough? Did I not wake up early in the morning or watch the night hard enough? Because I heard that fasting and prayer gets results, or maybe I'm still on the clock. Wondering where my healing and my deliverance is coming from. They said if I lift my eyes unto the hills, that's where help would be, but help has yet to get here. Did you lose my request? Am I on the bottom of the list? Can you let me know when my name gets to the top? Because I figured since you're bilingual and all-knowing, I would sing this song in 2 different languages just so you could not misinterpret my heart. But even if my words are silent, you could still hear my heart cry. I don't think I have any more tears left to cry, God. So I figured I might write you a poem in case you're listening. Please don't tell me that your ears are clogged. Please don't tell me that you've left me on red. I'm begging. And I don't necessarily like to beg, but I really don't know who else I could ask you. Because I'm hearing that you were in the neighborhood. And so that's why I figured I'd take a chance and say, Savior, Savior, while on the others, thou art calling, while on others, thou art blessing, while on others, thou art healing, while on others, thou art seeing. Maybe you could see about me. No pressure, though. But you only created the world in 6 days and took a day off. Maybe my prayer got to your mailbox on your day off. But I heard that you're omnipresent, and I was told that you're all-knowing. And they say that you are an on-time God. I'm just kind of wondering, how many times do I gotta ask about the same thing? Do I need to leave it on your lap and leave it at the altar like they say, or should I keep going back and pray without ceasing again and again and again until you finally give me an answer? I feel all alone out here. But then I'm reminded that even your son said, Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? They say it pleased you to crush your own son, but yet you loved the world. I hate to get into your family business. Far be it from me to question you. I'm just kind of wondering, are my prayers still pending? Thank you. Oh, by the way, Chad, how many do I get to do?
How many do you have prepped?
As many as you want.
Oh, let's at least do 2 more. I think you have well enough time, so you should be good.
How about I do 4 in total? All right. So this next piece I'm going to do, this piece is titled Burn, Baby, Burn. And it is based off of 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 3. Oops, my bad. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Oh, there we go.
It's a night for them.
Burn, Baby, Burn is a poem that I wrote. I actually competed with this poem earlier this year when I was competing with to get a spot on Lizard Lounge. And funny enough, I made the team. So I did make the Lizard Lounge Slam Poetry team, and I got to perform with some of the most amazing spoken word artists I know. True Queen, Brother D, Will C, and the one and only Mahesh. Yo, those guys were awesome. But this is a poem based off of 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 3. All right. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was sleeping in the tabernacle near the ark of God. If we could all take a moment and understand that the power of the prophetic, then we would also fully understand that the prophetic doesn't come without God's presence, without hours in his presence, abandoning all other pleasures, because what's a word without the word giver? Seems to me that everybody likes a prophecy, and a prophet is almost akin to a celebrity. But relax, I said almost. But it's no different from a prophet than a regular person who knows what it means to sit where it burns, to let hot coals touch the tongues, to have hands of fire, to be water baptized, made new, and then thirst again, to constantly go back to the God place, the secret place, the hiding place, the burning presence of the Holy Spirit, and sit there knowing that you aren't worthy. And then you learn to bask and not ask, to be silent and still. Most importantly, you learn to hear with your good ear, because anyone worth their salt knows a prophet is only prophetic because he sits in the Most High's presence. As the lamp burns all night, he watches the night, he greets the sun. He is in tune with his creator, and he lives in heaven in healthy boundaries because he knows that fear is the beginning of wisdom. He slays in the kitchen because he's been heat tested. On the contrary, he doesn't fear it. He welcomes it and says, burn, baby, burn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. I guess this next piece, I can freestyle this next piece. I could freestyle this next piece because it is a piece that I wouldn't say I wrote this piece. I would say I have experienced this piece. I feel like poets, before we write anything, we experience it first because that's just life. We first live out the process and then we pick up the pen. So I'm gonna do a little bit of off the dome freestyling. Here goes. If I'm almost 40 and you're almost 42, that means you and I, we've been grown. I mean, I guess the age is not the biggest factor here, but the wisdom and maturity that should come along with your age, because most people, they don't believe that I'm a day over 33. But baby face aside, melanin popping in all that its glory, bless your heart. Black doesn't crack, but our mental is fractured and broken because a part of us, we don't know how to love Black men and Black women, we have been beefing since Eden. And it's not even just about our Blackness. I guess you and I come from two different islands and we both have rebellion in our blood. I mean, since when has it gone well when you tell a Haitian what to do? Don't you know being confined is not in our system? We don't operate that way. And if you lay us on the table, cut us open with the scalpel, you will not find that in us. It is not in our blood. It does not run through our veins. You will not find it in our bone marrow, hell or high water. And if we got us, hell or high water. And if it's time for high water, we will learn to swim. And by the way, we are fire resistant. But nonetheless, I suppose Cubans are the same way. But when it comes to you and I loving each other, we are both too stubborn to admit. At least I was. I told you how I felt. You told me you didn't know. So the next day, I sent you a text telling you to forget everything I said because I was under the influence. And maybe I was. Maybe vulnerability is a drug that I shouldn't have snorted. I shouldn't have taken it. I should have said no. Nonetheless, I put my shield down a long time ago and you kept yours up, so I could only do what's good for me and walk away. But your kiss is something I'll always take with me. Your touch, well, maybe that's a different poem for a different day. I won't ever regret knowing you. I won't ever regret the time I spent with you. But if you are a drug, I ought to check myself into a rehab. They say cocaine is a hell of a drug, but so is lust. And if you tell me that you don't know how to love me, but you only know how to lust me, then this is the very thing that'll kill me, slowly. It leaves a bitter aftertaste, sweet going down, but horrible when it's time to vomit it up. And I don't think there's enough buckets for me to vomit in. I better walk away for my own good and only take with me the memories, because isn't that how the song goes? Thanks for the memories. I hope one day, if you ever come across a girl like me, then you will learn how to hold on to her properly, handle with care. For she looks hard and resilient on the outside, but inside she is as soft as a teddy bear. She is fragile. Hold her right side up. Understand that even as you open her, take the blade and drag it ever so gently across the top of the box to not damage what's on the inside. Because your job is to open her up to see her gift on the inside, not damage her during transport. Please be careful with her. Should you ever meet another girl like me, understand that if you don't love her properly, she will put herself back together and walk away. Closure is overrated anyway. And if somebody goes ghost on you, then respect the dead. All right, so that was 3. How many more do I got?
Well, by your own count, 1.
Well, if you want, so it is almost 8:30. I could do a couple of more, but that is
okay.
That is up to you. Do you have more people on the open mic?
Nope. You have the podium, the virtual podium for for the rest of this. So yeah, do your two more.
All righty. Okay, so this is a poem I can do. I wrote this poem last year during Poe Therapy 4. I don't know if anybody who knows this wonderful poet and spoken word artist by the name of Coach La. She is just awesome. And she has been curating an event called Poe Therapy for almost 3 years now. And so she has done every Poe Therapy that she has done. The night is called Poe Therapy because it is dedicated to poetry and a little bit of therapy. That's why it's called Poe Therapy. And she has done multiple volumes, and I've had the pleasure and the honor of being able to go and perform on her platforms. And so one of the pieces that I did last year in February during Poe Therapy 4, I did a piece called Dear Future Husband. I'm going to read it in 1 second. I just need something to prop my iPad up because apparently technical difficulties are a thing tonight. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Please hold. It's old music. Old music. Thank you for holding. Your call is very important to us. Please stay by. Oh, here we go. Okay, she's back.
You know what, guys? Your call is very important to me. You are all very important. All righty. So all I want for Christmas this year is a laptop. And I don't even want it for Christmas. I want it because I need it. I could only do so much on this iPad. So I'm not even a Christmas person. This time of year brings a lot of, I would just say a lot of mental health challenges for me. This is not my time of year. I am not a holly jolly Christmas type of person, but if I could get a laptop for Christmas, that would be cool. And if I can't, hey, it's all good. But here goes. All right, so the title of this poem is called Dear Future Husband, all right, by Silent E. Dear future husband, though we physically have not crossed paths, I believe in soulmates. You could have been someone I went to elementary school with. You could have been someone who lived in my neighborhood. Maybe you're a few states away. But I do believe in soulmates. I've held your heart longer than I've known your face, and I hope that you're holding my heart too. But if you could do me a favor, when we do cross paths, when we exchange our first hello, I pray that you make me feel safe. I don't need bling and diamond rings. I don't need the most expensive car. My Nissan is just fine. But if you could please be my rock, if you could heal from your past so that I'm not paying for the spirits of your ex-girlfriends, banish all your soul ties and come empty-handed, please don't bring drama to my door, but bring a heart that's ready to love. I pray that you're an expert at forgiveness because I myself am not perfect. And I promise to learn how to forgive you too. If you and I could go on this road of forever together, if we could hold hands before we undress, then that would make so much sense to me. I hope you learn to love me for my flaws. When my braids get taken out, I hope you love me when I'm in between hairdos. Love me. Learn how to hold my heart the same way we hold hands. Allow me to be the tent. Allow your love to be the tent that hides me from the rain. Be the warm blanket on a cold winter's night. Be the glass of lemonade under the shade. Be my peace. And I promise not to bring you chaos. But don't expect too much of me. Please love me for my humanity. Learn my name and learn who I am. Please study me like it's your final exam. And understand that I too will be your safe place. I too will be your best friend. I too will be your morning pick-me-up and your midnight snack. And dear future husband, wherever you are, whoever you're with, I just know she's not the one for you, because you and I were made for each other since the beginning of time. I am the Ruth to your Boaz. I am the Sarah to your Abraham. I am the Eve to your Adam. I'm the Rebecca to your Isaac. I'm the bride to your Christ. And I hope you are praying for me just like I'm praying for you. Sincerely, your wife. All righty. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys an option. So let's see. I could do 2 more poems. I could do 2 more Bible-based poems, or I could do 2 more freestyle poems. So I'm gonna let you guys do a vote.
Freestyle.
Freestyle? Okay.
Yeah.
We have one
Bible.
for freestyle. We have one for Bible.
That's one Bible, one freestyle. What else we got?
Freestyle.
Freestyle.
2 votes for freestyle.
Freestyle.
3, 4 votes.
4 votes for freestyle. All righty.
1 vote for Bible.
1 vote for Bible. So I was gonna do 2 of each. All right. So
Okay.
So here's what I'll do. It's 8:30 now. We have what, 30 minutes? I will do 2 freestyle poems, 1 more Bible-based poem, and then that's that. All right. Now you guys can pick a subject. Whatever subject you pick, that's what I'll do off the dome. So it could be about anything under the sun. It could be about events. Huh?
Love.
Love. Okay. I have love. Anyone else?
Laughing children.
Laughing children. Okay. There's love. There's laughing children. Anyone?
Outer space.
Huh?
Outer space.
Outer space. Okay. Love, laughing children, outer space. Anyone else?
No one ever talks about hula hoops anymore.
Hula hoops. Love, laughing children, outer space, and hula hoops. Okay.
Synchronicity, serendipity, coincidence.
Coincidence. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? All right. So let me take all of those things and combine them and see what we come up with. All right. On your mark, get set. I like to take a trip to Revere Beach at night. I guess being born at 11:59 p.m., the one who created the universe decided that that's when I would come out. But something about the dark waters as they come against dark sand, and as the sky and the moon have a white and purple hue, and others like me who are on Revere Beach too. Most people hate Revere Beach, but not me, because I hear the laughter of children on all sides. And I also feel like the serendipity of the sand in my toes gives me chills up and down my spine, nothing like a night walk on the beach. And when I stare up at the sky, I wonder how people find it in themselves to talk to the universe when I know the guy who created it. I guess this is me just showing off, but I love how every star is put in its place, like the creator knew exactly where they belonged, like a teacher passing out assigned seats. If life is a classroom, then we all better get our A+ at the end of the semester, because nobody ought to have a low GPA by the time it's time to check out. If the beach has taught me any lessons, it is that water and sand are total opposite, but yet my creator decided that they would lay side by side. And they would crash into one another like two entities who were meant to be, although one is wet and the other is dry. And then there's that middle space in between, that sand where it is completely clumped up, where the water had just touched it, and children go to make sand castles as they laugh. Something about the child's laughter reminds you to let go of all the big things that we are forced to carry around in adulthood. Because isn't adulthood the worst hood ever? And there's no housing authority to complain to. Isn't adulthood like the hood that's just so ghetto and so redlined, but none of us get to move out of it because time does not march backwards, it goes forward. I'm doing it. I'm busy.
I need your car key.
And even as I'm interrupted, I know that there is a time and a place.
Can I have your car key, please?
Hold on. Even as I'm being interrupted, I know that there are a time and a place for everything.
Please.
Because laughter of children has reminded me that as life has pushed us forward, there is never such a thing as a coincidence. Because coincidences don't happen in this type of life. They are only the patterns that we are meant to ebb and float in, like a quilt. Like a quilt that is quilted, each yarn. You ever notice how a quilt and the quilt maker are one, as the ball of yarn and the needle are a part of their hand until the finished product? Nonetheless, as we all freestyle through this thing called life, I pray that we all remember laughter is the best medicine, and we can never overdose on it. But tears are also the best relief, because your tears often need a place to go. Your pain needs a place to release. And remember, even as we laugh, we are all just children waiting to get off of work, waiting for all the bills to get paid. I hope this poem finds you well, and I hope you remember that there are no such thing as coincidences, but the incidences that allow us to be held together by this thing called time. Time is not a father. It is not a mother. It is what the Creator put together to allow us to measure our days. Thank you. I am so sorry for the interruption.
No worries. You got the Bible poem coming or one more freestyle?
I could do the Bible poem. I could do that.
All right.
This particular poem is about a woman. Maybe you guys heard the term, let he without sin cast the first stone. Well, so this is a poem based off of John chapter 8. And basically, this is a woman who's caught cheating on her husband. And even as we don't know the details of why she cheated, I cannot help but wonder, who snitched? And how long was her affair going on? And If you know as a woman in those times that you could get killed for adultery, why were you so sloppy? Maybe she got too comfortable. Either way, I'm gonna share this piece, and then after I share this piece, I'm gonna do another freestyle, and then I'll let you guys pick what I could freestyle about. Okay? In the middle of a tryst, within her lover's embrace, lost in a lust-filled moment, what could happen next is more than a rude awakening. She thought she was careful. While anticipation rises, her accusers, they watch, their eyes fixated on her movements. She is known, and so is her husband. But this man's whose hands explore her body, whose lips touch her skin, he is not her spouse, yet here he is in her house. And as enraged strangers grab hold of the adulteress, they bring her to the master for him to render his verdict, stones in hand, one by one, ready to take her life, only for the Savior to respond, let he without sin cast the first stone. One by one, each mobster dropped their stones, turned, and went home. Where are your accusers? The ones who were quick to grab hold of you. Didn't any of them condemn you? The woman speaks for the first time and she says, no, Lord. And he says, well, then neither do I. Go and sin no more. Thank you. I can do one more freestyle. Again, you guys can pick the topic and I'll just go off the dome. I hope you guys have been enjoying this so far.
We have, and we haven't. Let's do something different and talk about throw the recent elections into the freestyle. Good Lord.
You know what?
What have I done?
No,
I could keep you here all
no.
night. I could keep you here all night. Oh boy.
How about monkeys?
Huh?
How about monkeys?
Monkeys. Oh boy. Let me do the election one instead.
Well, they could go.
Bird flu.
Bird flu. I've never had that, but
Don't want it.
alrighty. So let's do the recent re-election. And so I hope I don't say anything that offends anybody, but I'm gonna say what I got to say. America has decided to drop its pants and show its behind. But are we surprised? I mean, we shouldn't be. I just hope that any felon who comes out of prison and wants a job now should be able to get it. Because the person who occupies the White House has 34 counts against him. I can't help but wonder, though, what were they planning if Harris had won? Allow my thoughts to ramble for a second, but when Hillary lost in 2016, they told the Hillary supporters to stop whining. Your person lost. Only for 4 years later, on January 6th, to watch a mob of Trump supporters, vanilla as the driven snow, mob and storm the Capitol building, resulting in few deaths. One of them was the death of a police officer. And I've wondered for the last 4 years, I thought blue lives mattered. Because if blue lives mattered, shouldn't somebody have been charged with the officer's murder? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. They said it was a stroke that he caught a few days later. I can't imagine what would cause him to have a stroke only to be, trampled by several thousand people at the same time storming a government building. What were they there to do again? Oh, that's right. Stop the results of the election from being certified. And oh, my bad. Didn't they want to unalive the Vice President Pence? And yet, all the people who voted for him, don't you dare tell me you are a country of law and order, because disorder has been happening since 2016. And yes, I could blame the donkeys too, because the Democrats were slow to clean up the House, knowing that this man would try to come back in. How dare you not change the locks? And I could also blame the Democrats, because you knew that Joe Biden did not have what it takes to run for a second term. You set Kamala up to fail. My mama always told me never accept a late invite to a party when everyone else got their invitation months ago. And meanwhile, they're just penciling your name in on a placemat. Don't you know what that means? They didn't think of you to begin with. You see, why is it the Black woman is always made to be brought in to clean up the mess that was made? Because she has this strong Black woman, no nonsense attitude. I don't know who is going to run again in 2028. I hear that this particular president has said he's not leaving. We'll see. But whoever cleans up this mess, whoever gets hired to be the next president, whether you are Republican or Democrat or independent or Green Party, you have a hell of a mess to clean up. And it's going to take you all of 4 years. And then in 2032, people will ask you, what have you done for this country? And you'll have to say, hey, I spent the last 4 years cleaning up the mess that the guy from The Apprentice left behind. People seem to forget that when a president gets elected, he spends his first 2 years in office cleaning up the last guy's mess. And I feel sorry for Joe. Joe should have admitted to himself he only had enough gas in the tank for 1 term and allow other people to run. Kamala, if you're ever watching this poem, maybe you gear up and try again. But please do not ever take a last-minute invite to a party again, because you showed up with your mop, your broom, and your Lysol ready to clean up a mess that got here in 2016. I'm so tired of Black women being the scapegoat, because we all have a testimony of being passed over when we are more than qualified than our opponent. But America didn't want a president. America wanted another episode of The Apprentice, Thursdays on NBC, 8 a.m. I'm sorry, 8 p.m., because it's going to be real dark for the next 4 years. Nonetheless, do your best and try not to let the leopards eat your faces. Those who do not know, look up Chelsea. She had a really good song. I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Those who voted for him and would like to change their vote, you can't. But when the leopard comes for you, do your best to block your face, okay? Maybe he'll gnaw at your arms, bite into your shoulder a little bit, but oh, you need your face. Or if you can't, outrun him and hide as fast as you can. But please understand, this is how bigotry works. And the rich man who's lived in a golden penthouse all his life does not care about the poor man who has to figure out whether he has to pay the light bill or put gas in the car and how to pay for groceries. I hope you know, Trump supporters, that this is your doing. I hope you have enough cleaning supplies for when it's time to clean up this mess in 4 years or even before then. The election is over, and the inauguration is coming in a few months, understand that us as Kamala Harris supporters know we will not be storming the White House because, unlike you, we don't have problems swallowing the truth. We will just have to sit back and watch the mess unfold. We'll see you again in 4 years. I hate to say I told you so. I'll try to be nice. In 2028, there is no savior coming for you to clean up this country. I hope you come to Jesus because, frankly, he has been my only hope and my only sanity in a country that allowed a 34-count felon to be the 47th president, even though he destroyed the country when he was 45. And if you didn't remember, just think about the people who were unalived during COVID. Think about the paper towels that he tossed at Puerto Ricans after they went through a massive hurricane. Think about the defunding for HBCUs, but funding of the police. Think about the first responders who died during COVID because the government wouldn't pay for PPE, or how we got a $1,200 stimulus check in the spring and all the other first world countries took their time to take care of their citizens. And only at the very end of 2020 did Mitch McConnell decide to send another $600 out. I could blame Democrats, I could blame Republicans, I could blame everybody. I could blame the people who didn't vote. But this has always been America. What would America be if it didn't have another embarrassing chapter for us to read? Thank you.
And boom, give it up for Miss Silent E. That was
Thank you
very
so
wonderful.
much.
Do you have if you want to give me your Venmo and your PayPal, but definitely do so. And I think you came out with a CD recently, so if you have a link to that, I would love to try and get people to grab that as
So
well.
I did not come out with a CD, but I did put together me and the awesome videographer who goes by the name of Kyrie LaPlanche, my pastor's son. He and I put together a project called A Letter to Eve. So A Letter to Eve is a piece that I did, and I could forward you the video, and then you could post it on the Stone Soup page.
I will be happy to. That would be fantastic.
And I will send you guys. I'll put together. I'll send you my Venmo as well.
Sounds good.
But
you can
thank
send
you
it to me, or you can put it in the chat here.
Okay, yeah. Let me
Silent E.
Let me try to put
Support
it.
Silent E if you can. Support her if you can. And while she does that, we do have one person who's kind of coming near for a last minute open micer. That'll be the last person for the night. Jason Wright, are you able to unmute yourself and have a go at it?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Good to see
Going
everybody.
good. Jason Wright from Oddball Magazine. Take it away, sir.
Yeah. It's great to see everybody.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, so I will quickly read. So I've been away from Oddball for a while, and I finally published my Jaggy Thought for the first time in a long time. It's called Fight. It's up at the website now, but I also have it right here. So it's called Fight. Every day is a fight. How are you going to make it right? What are you going to do tonight to settle those angels fighting in your head? What's it going to be today? What drug, what drink that will stop the things you think? Can you do without it? Let the angels sing, let the loser win. Get outside and make a difference with this rhyming thing. Every day, step up to the plate. Let the first one go. Catch your place. Set your feet and dig your cleats in. Strike one, you missed the job. Strike two, you lost the girl. Dig in, take a breath, and thank God you're still up at bat. Here comes an easy one right over the plate. All you need to do is get to the bases. Wash that sad look off your face. Run, win, innovate, celebrate that primate instinct. The loser is going to win or take a walk, but get home. It's not your last at bat. Um, if you're in the Boston area and on November 30th, connect with Fides of Fides Designs. He's having a vending event. Artists meet artists. Um, it's gonna be a really great event. Oddball Foundation will be there. I'll be there selling books. Also, anyone on the Zoom or in the listening right now, if you're interested in volunteering with Oddball Foundation, send a just reach out to me and ask and you know what you want to volunteer with. There's a lot of things that we're working on right now. I also have confirmation that I'm working on a podcast right now with the great Stay Fit for Duty James Boomhauer. And after I read Rob Wypon's Your Consent is Not Required, he's coming on the podcast to talk about the rise in psychiatric detentions, forced treatment, and abusive guardianships. So that's gonna be exciting. This book is supposed to be really good. So that's all I have. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you, Jason. And with that, it's time to say goodnight before I run out of data on my phone. We are we are heading out into the sunset or the moonset or what have you. It's been an amazing night of technical difficulties and perseverance, and we got poetry and song and freestyle at the end, so we're all winners. Thank you so much to Silent E for wonderful performance, and I can't wait to post everything tomorrow. Thank
Thank
you all
you.
for coming tonight.
So
Obligatory wave.
I put my Venmo in the group chat. And I also
I
sent
saw that. I'm gonna share it with the group.
All right. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
listening, everybody. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad I could share with you guys tonight.
Well,
I love that last
thank you
poem. from
guys, and hopefully we'll have more
Good to see
announcements
you.
for.
Good seeing you,
So
Jason.
hopefully we'll have more. Hopefully we'll have more announcements for. We're probably gonna have a Black Friday open mic, and I'm gonna announce the December feature. So thank you guys very much, and have yourselves an excellent evening. Take care of yourselves.